Sure. I founded Constance Therapeutics 18 years ago. We're a cannabinoid science company specializing in working with the terminally and seriously ill. We have no recreational users, and we have been focused on the science of exploring what cannabis, when it's taken very seriously and treated like the transformative plant that it can be, what we can do for people with that plant. And right now, my most exciting use of technology is diving in with sophisticated AI into looking at the history of our science. And we've been able to get some insights that we didn't have. So it's an exciting time.
Welcome back to another episode of Second Brain, AI-powered business thinking. I'm your host, Vimal Patel from RoundTechSquare. Today we have a guest, Constance Finley from US with a wonderful brand called Therapeutic, Constance Therapeutics. And we welcome you in the house. How are you, Constance? Thank you for the call.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
Okay. We will start by asking you a question. Can you tell more about the brand? What does Constance Therapeutics does? And then, how you put your lot of effort, experience, and research behind this product.
Sure. I founded Constance Therapeutics 18 years ago. We're a cannabinoid science company specializing in working with the terminally and seriously ill. Most of the people we work with come through physician referral. And we have always been only exclusively medical. We have no recreational users, and we have been focused on the science of exploring what cannabis, when it's taken very seriously and treated like the transformative plant that it can be, what we can do for people with that plant. So we have international patents. We have 4 issued in the US, and they are also issued in 6 other countries. We have standardization software, and we work with people who really need help.
Wow. Okay. So the brand, the product, what is solving the problem is a real medical problem instead of recreational use, like the way you said. And then there are a lot of research and a lot of kind of research and development in the place. So if I may ask, what kind of technology are you using for this niche market of a wellness industry, which is very unique in a way where medical science is doing their part, but at the same time, the research and then the cannabis-based medicine also doing a lot part and then solving a lot of problems. So how are you using technology in terms of kind of doing your research?
Well, we have been always pretty technology forward. We've been early adopters of a lot of technology, but we're sort of a unique company because we sell products to people who come to us, but we are also an R&D company. So we have heavy research and learning how to utilize the new AI that is now here. I don't even know if I should say new anymore. How to utilize the avalanche of AI is one of the things that we're working on and using in our research. We did some things very early on. There weren't many companies in cannabis. When we started, we were in California, and it was 18 years ago. And we were the only state that was legal in the US. So we were working in a brand new field of knowledge where people understood anecdotally that cannabis had been helpful. But what we were trying to see is what can it do if we take it very seriously and if we put the resources to that medical goal. So AI and research, but also traditional things like Salesforce to keep track of data on both the research side and the lab side, and then the patients approaching us from the doctor referrals. So it's been a lot to manage. It's always more to do than we can do, even after 18 years. And of course, we're talking on the week that the Trump administration rescheduled cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. So that is a very, very significant thing that will be opening up a lot more research and normalizing our industry to some extent. On the business side, we've always utilized, we're Mac based. I've always been in love with the whole Mac system, and so contrary to most organizations, that's our platform. But we run Google on Macs. We did that very early on before it was very common, and all kinds of people tried to talk me out of it. But now everybody does it. And right now, my most exciting use of technology is diving in with sophisticated AI into looking at the history of our science. And we've been able to get some insights that we didn't have. So it's an exciting time.
Wow. Okay. So this particular niche business or this particular niche research, what you are doing has required a lot of research and a lot of, data point and a lot of analytics and reports. So the way you are explaining this LLM models of all those AI is giving you a lot of accuracy and then a lot of fast research modules and then get you going with the research and then all those stuff. At the same time, if I may ask, does this research or does this, finding out all these data points, does those LLM models are fully equipped? I mean, can you rely on that information saying that, okay, hey, if I'm researching about something, or if I'm doing, kind of figuring it out certain things, are those modules are fully enriched with the data, or you still seeing that there is still a lot of lack in terms of having more and more information?
Yeah, in fact, so I'm somewhat new to AI, right? And
Okay.
so I'm learning. But what surprised me is how much I thought about it, I expected it, but to actually launch into the research, it was surprising to experience. AI is relating to published information. And
Okay.
I may not
Yes.
be exactly correct about this, but it accesses the web. It accesses a lot of fear-based talk about cannabinoid science. It presents anecdotal evidence that has been presented over and over again as factual. So no, I had to be extraordinarily careful. And in fact, we are more of an authority on the clinical use of cannabinoids than AI can access on the web. So there's
Okay.
formal research, but there is not actual clinical experience. So I'm in the position of teaching AI, and I need to be very careful about that, right? Because we have
Yes. Yes.
proprietary data. We've done original research. We've been in FDA research and Health Canada research. We have patents with blinded information. So I'm merrily going along, learning a lot from my AI partner and go, wait a minute, is this confidential? And it says, no, not at all.
No. That's right. That's right.
Yes, I'm probably naive in comparison to many of your people, but we're doing very serious work, so it's an interesting thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, it just put me on a thought process of if those treatments or I mean those data or those research are being not fed to LLMs, right? I mean, we are the tech creators, so we know exactly how the system works in terms of what you are using as a consumer of a chat GPT when you say some prompt and then you get all kind of data. Now we exactly know the whole mechanics of that, displaying that data out to you. And then we think about it saying that, okay, hey, this is a very serious industry that require a lot of research, that require a lot of data, and that they require a lot of accuracy. It cannot be, yeah, if or but kind of a thing. There has to have a perfect data. Now, these LLMs might not be trained enough to have all this data inside to present to somebody else saying that, okay, hey, this is the information what you're asking, and here is the proof or evidence about the data what I'm showing it to you. So you nicely said that you are in a stage of putting all those things, putting all those research, putting all those kind of points inside, which help again and again the LLMs to kind of get trained, get the proper information out there once is like fully developed or fully like information enriched. So thank you very much for kind of clear that out. That also tells us that there is a space, there is a requirement still from this industry of wellness kind of have and train your agents or LLMs better way. Now, next thing could be, is there any process in your research or in your product lineup when you are developing all those things? Is there any process would you like to kind of saying that if that process or if that task can be automated or can be used by technology inside the current process? Like, is there anything you can point out saying that I wish all those things can be done by software or done by tech or an AI?
I find much harder than I expected it to be is gathering research in a hugely emerging field.
Okay.
So So I try to keep up. There are now more and more journals and more valid peer-reviewed stuff. So
Okay.
my questions, which were really helpful, is what relevant to this ratio used with this condition has been done in the last 6 months? And it just chomps through hundreds of thousands and gives me some relevant data that I may or may not have found myself. If they're big important studies, I will find them, but it really saved me a lot of time, and I'm hoping to automate that. I've spent some time trying to figure out how to better cite the research and be able to retrieve it. And when you have a vast body of growing information, and this isn't a field that's settled, we're learning big things every day.
Lot, yes.
How do you get back to it? How do you get back to it in this? Like, I found 30 essential research points, and how do I organize it for papers? How do I
Okay.
organize it for my talks that I give publicly? How do we access it for the patents information? So managing all that information, I think AI has a ways to go, at least
Okay.
as my use of it is.
Okay, nice. So that gives us a lot of opportunity, right? I mean, your setback or your points towards kind of like, what AI can do more, it becomes another opportunity saying that we as a tech creators, what can we do in terms of like, providing you the solution, what you're looking for, which is nothing but all the data point, all the research, all those things. It still needs to be inside that LLMs and then, kind of get you the right information when you need it on your fingertips. So thank you very much for that. Any kind of sales wise, like, I know that you, after your research, you came up with the product, you have a product line, you have an e-commerce platform. Now, in order to sell those product, you need a customers, you need a right audience in terms of, finding them and then telling them, okay, this is a medicine for your cause of this thing, this medicine can help you. And then with this, which is, done a lot of research about, and then this can really fix your problem on going parallelly with the medicine industry. So how does that thing work to find that right audience? I would say like right customers in terms of making sure that they are the right user of the product, and then those products can actually help them to fix those issues. So how you are using technology to do that thing?
It's extraordinarily challenging in our industry.
I
There is
see.
huge stigma against cannabis that comes from the 1940s when it was
Okay.
expunged from the pharmacopoeia in the
Yes.
US. And the US began this campaign of disinformation. So the
Okay.
AIs right now, if you ask ChatGPT a question about cannabis, you're going to get back a lot of fear-based nonsense. I mean,
I
ChatGPT
see.
is almost useless with regard to cannabis information for patients.
I see.
Then the FTC and the FDA have been very, very worried about people using CBD or cannabis without proper safety. And
Safety. Yes.
so they have made it extraordinarily hard for those of us in cutting edge research to talk about what we do. We can't put on our website all of our offerings. All we can put up are the products, and we have lots of products that we've developed over the 18 years. We were the first in the industry to standardize to
Okay.
pharmaceutical standards. We were the first in the US to have good manufacturing practices in our lab. We were the
Wow.
first to do ISO 9000. So we look more like a pharmaceutical company that's dealing in full spectrum. So we're in a cutting edge part of the pharmaceutical industry that says, no small molecules made from petrochemicals. We want the plant in a full spectrum coming at you for serious illnesses. And it's absolutely fraught reaching people. That's why we've built the business primarily by speaking at international science conferences throughout the world. We are better known in Israel than we are in California.
Okay.
We have been the first company accepted into the German National Medical Insurance System. We are the only US cannabis company accepted. But to actually let that be known, it's pretty hard. It's pretty
Hard.
challenging.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
think that AI is going to be helpful to us, and we could set up filters that say, catch any of our copy that goes up that makes any sort of a medical claim, right? I mean, if you train it correctly, we could take over some of we
Yes.
get the advice from our attorneys, we put it into a filter for our copy, and then I can be sleeping a little bit better at night.
Wow. Okay. So that's very insightful. First of all, Thank you very much, and congratulations at the same time, where you being number one company in the entire field of cannabis, and then cannabinoid
On
therapeutics
the IP
industry.
side, on the research side. I mean, and there's lots of other
Yes.
people joining me. I don't mean, but
Okay.
we are the only U.S.
Yeah.
company in
Yes.
this currently.
Yes. So with having that kind of like responsibility, I would say, in your hand, and then you are continuously working on putting more and more right information back to this kind of a tools, so that normal consumer get the right data instead of all those fake thing. I mean, I hope to hear maybe after certain period saying that, okay, hey, now those LLMs are giving a little bit of right information, like you say. ChatGPT might be the useless place to kind of find out more about this research and everything. But with your efforts and with the efforts of all of you in the whole industry, it can get to that better results, and then can give you the more and more correct information. So the consumer side, is useful. Now that being said, sorry,
It's
no, you
also
go ahead.
helpful that the national situation just changed, so that research into these things is going to be allowed more, rather than it's a double bind. Why don't you
Okay.
have research about your products if they're so good? You
Yeah.
can't research in the U.S., right? And so the world will correct itself, and it will be easier for us. I mean, this was a really significant week when Trump did this.
Wow.
It'll
Okay.
help, but we
Okay.
still
Now, beautiful.
30 years of nonsense on the web that ChatGPT is going to tell you that you can die from an overdose of cannabis, when in fact they've proven you can't. And it's really
Yes,
annoying when I am
that's
dealing
true.
with people that need help.
Yeah, obviously. So yeah, so now there is always a light in the tunnel, where administration and then government is working on that, and then putting the positive effect. But if I may end this thing by saying that I wanted to tell you more about where can we reach you in terms of find out about more about your research, more about the product, and then get the correct information instead of asking those stupid prompts on those LLMs, and then get wrong information, and then maybe get distracted or maybe get feared about the whole situation, versus right place and looking for it, read about everything, ask the question if they have, connect with you guys, and then kind of get the right knowledge, and then maybe it can save a lot of life. It can save someone's life, saying that get the right information at the right time, get the right medicine, and then save myself. So where they can reach you at, if I may ask.
Absolutely. So we're at ConstanceTherapeutics.com. We're just putting up a little website in the next week to add some more information. I'm on LinkedIn, and we actually work with people directly. So if you come to
Okay.
our website, you can email us with a
Okay.
question about how to use our products, and we can reach back out to you. We didn't just pioneer the serious use of cannabis in the US, but we also pioneered coaching with it, because
Wow.
physicians aren't trained. So you need knowledge that is based in
True
evidence,
kind.
not stigma.
Yes. That's right. Okay, nice. No, I'll promise I'm gonna put all this website information in your LinkedIn channels and stuff like that to this video, so that when the audience listens and learn about what they can do with the tech, but at the same time, if they wanted to kind of deep dive and then have the right information, like the way you said, then they can reach out to well. So thank you very much, Constance, for your time. Till the next time, we'll see you soon.
All right, excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.